Welcome to Beyond the Years podcast, a podcast about all things Disney.
You are listening to episode 43. We're a little rusty today. It's been a little while since we recorded. Josh has been sick, but hopefully we're going to come back strong today. We've been talking about Werewolf by Night for a little bit, so we're going to talk about that today. But before that, we've got a couple of big things we wanted to chit-chat about first.
Yeah, so first we'll do the, what's coming first kind of thing. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, holiday specials coming first.
Okay.
So we got the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, and I am absolutely excited about it. It looks so much fun.
Yeah, so it's going to come out, November 25th?
Of this year, correct?
Of this year. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. And so it's just going to be one holiday special.
Yeah, just one special, pretty similar to like Werewolf by Night. There's going to be like 55 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, so it seems like from the trailer that obviously Star-Lord is really depressed because of Gamora passing away. And the team is wanting to make him feel better.
Yeah.
So their idea was to go back to Earth during Christmas time and find him not a present, but like someone
special
to make him feel better. And so it looks like they're going to kidnap Kevin Bacon for Star-Lord to make him feel better, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm assuming this is going to take place after like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah. Seems
so
like
it'll probably be the introduction from Thor: Love and Thunder, and then like holiday special. Then next year we'll get volume 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll kind of go in line with that.
Yeah. So, related to Guardians, it looks like James Gunn is going to be working with DC now.
Yeah.
Instead of Marvel.
Yep. He's the new chief executive officer, or not officer, but not CEO, but the pretty much the head of DC Studios.
Crazy.
Similar to what Kevin Feige is to Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Chief creative officer.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So hopefully, I mean, this is not a DC channel, but it's related because James Gunn has done Guardians of the Galaxy and he's done some really cool things. So I'm excited to see what he's able to do with DC. I think hopefully that will bring new life to DC.
Yeah, I mean, the Suicide Squad was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
His Suicide Squad, not the other one. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I love Harley. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn's great.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I love Margot Robbie. She's one of my favorites, for sure.
But, yeah, it's sad to see him go, but at the same time, it's cool because it'll give, Marvel a little bit more competition.
Yeah.
So they'll have to step their game up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And not, because everyone goes to see Marvel movies. And, they're going to make almost $1 billion almost every movie now that they put out. So maybe this will help them on the movie front, really step up their game a little bit. Not saying that the movies are slacking, but I feel like the movies can be taken up to the next level kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have anything else to add for Guardians?
We're pretty much getting the returning cast. So we're getting Star-Lord, Groot, Rocket, Drax, Mantis, Kraglin, Nebula, Cosmo, the talking dog.
Yeah, whole team.
And then Kevin Bacon. And also Groot is an adult now.
Yeah.
Or maybe not an adult, but and last time we saw him he's a
teenager.
Tween. Yeah, a tween. And now he might be a teenager or an older teen or something. I don't know. He looks buff. Anyway, it's funny. Everyone had been talking about that on Twitter. It's buff Groot. He looks jacked.
Yeah.
Swole Groot. So, I'm excited for that. And I'm also excited to see where this leads us into, volume 3. And if and when Gamora shows up in this at all. I've also heard rumors that there's going to be a flashback where Yondu's going to be a part of it.
Okay.
So that would make sense. Maybe they do a flashback in the first part of the series or the special where it's Yondu like when Peter was a young kid
Mm-hmm.
and like trying to do Christmas with him or something. But either way, I'm super excited for this.
Okay.
I love the Guardians, so
I do love the Guardians, but I'm more excited to talk about Ant-Man.
I gotcha. I am too.
Okay,
I'll
so
let you go ahead and go first.
well, I mean, when we've talked about Ant-Man in the past, he has never been one of my favorite characters, and his movies have not been my favorite movies, but they're good. I'll watch them anytime.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of found Ant-Man in the past to be a little bit like too comedic, and the new trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania looks a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be, joking around at the beginning, but it seems like it's going to have a more serious tone. And it just looks phenomenal.
Everyone sleeps on the Ant-Man movies, and they're like, if this movie comes out and is super good or is as good as we're like hoping it to be,
Yeah.
Ant-Man probably would be my favorite trilogy of movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because the first one was really good. The second one was like not the best, but it was still like really, I mean, it was pretty good. And then the third one could be like out of the park.
It looks, from the trailer, it looks like it's going to be outstanding. So do you want to talk about the trailer?
Yeah, we can kind of go through it.
You're going to be able to better explain what we saw than I would. But at the beginning of the trailer, we have Ant-Man,
Mm-hmm.
his daughter, Wasp, and then
Hope and Hank.
yes. And then
Go ahead.
wait, his mom's name Hope.
No, that's Hope. What? What'd you say?
Who? So Wasp is Hope.
Yeah.
Who is his mom? Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Janet.
Janet. Okay, you said Hope and Hank, and that confused me because I
Oh.
was like, that's not his mom's name.
You mean her mom?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
See, this is why you should talk about it.
Hope's mom and dad is Hank and Janet.
Okay, gotcha.
And then Cassie
his daughter
is Ant-Man's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the movie, or the beginning of the trailer, it looks like Cassie has kind of discovered a way to send signals to the quantum realm.
Yeah.
And then we see her, Hope's mom, Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah. Janet.
say, like, why are you doing that? You need to stop right now.
Yeah.
And then they all get sucked in.
Yeah.
And the quantum realm looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see.
Yeah, so we nothing is like, we don't know why, like she's like, turn that off. I mean, we kind of know why, but the quantum realm looks really cool. And I think it looks like, kind of like Ego's planet, but a little different.
Yeah, it kind of looked like very similar to some things that we got to see in Doctor Strange, but definitely a little bit like Ego's planet. Like, obviously it's going to be unlike anything we've seen before, but have a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
But it looks super whimsical and cool. Like there's going to be a whole bunch of different creatures and different technologies that we haven't really seen before.
Yeah, and it's like Janet says in the trailer, it's a secret universe underneath our universe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. So it'd be like like the ants version of being underneath the floor of the house kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like a whole universe down there. So it'll be super cool to see like one, this is Kang's domain, obviously, and he's going to be, I don't know if, I mean, I think they're setting him up to be the villain of this movie, but there could also be like a smaller villain where it makes it like, at first you think, oh, Kang's a good guy here.
Right.
And he needs help to do something because this other person is doing it, but like, that's not the case kind of thing.
Yeah, it kind of made it look like in the trailer that he wasn't the bad guy.
Yeah.
Or he wasn't being perceived as the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think that's what they're probably going to do with that, is make it seem like he's not the bad guy. And then maybe at the end, they're going to find out that he is the big one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's just like setting up the Kang Dynasty Avengers movie that we're getting in a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And then that'll set up Secret Wars that we're getting in a couple years too. So it'll be really interesting to see like how they plant the seeds. And like we've already started planting the seeds of like what's going to happen in the future through phase 4 with the bangles from Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Because like she obviously gets sucked into like a different universe where we see at the end of the post-credit scene where we see Captain Marvel. And then the 10 rings at the post-credit scene with Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner and Wong, where they're like, these bands are sending out like a signal, but we don't know where the signal goes.
Yeah.
So I think it obviously, and like I'm not the only one that thinks this, but it's speculated that Kang is tied to these bangles, or the bangle and the 10 rings somehow.
Interesting.
And like whenever you see that city and like wherever he's at in the quantum realm, those rings that come around, like that big sphere, it had like the same look that the 10 rings have, like those spheres with the letters on the side that turn blue. So anyway,
you obviously you're gonna notice a lot more in the trailer than I would. We watched it a few times.
Yeah.
I just think it looks really exciting and cool. Definitely stepping up our game from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah, for sure.
They've built on it a lot, and I know people have been like really dogging on Marvel so far in this phase, but I think phase 5 and 6 is going to be crazy. Just looking forward to it.
I agree. I think that this is going to be like the movie to get everyone ready for like what's going to happen in the future.
Mm-hmm. I noticed Cassie was wearing a suit.
Yeah. In the comics, her character is known as Stature, but I think they're going to rename her in this movie. I feel like someone said that to something else.
Okay.
Maybe Stinger is what they were going to call her.
Oh, that makes sense.
But similar powers to like what Ant-Man has and what Wasp has. Obviously, like shrinking down, and I think she can get bigger too.
Interesting.
But she'll have like blasters, I think. I also hope that we see Hank suit up as well. Hank and Janet. That'd be really cool if they suited up.
Yeah, so Janet looks like a badass.
Yeah.
We obviously got some of that from the previous Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
But we really didn't get to see very much from the quantum realm. It was a very they probably tried to hide it from us on purpose. We didn't see hardly anything at all, but you could tell that she had been through a lot.
Yeah.
But this movie is going to expand upon all of the things that she's encountered during her time there, and it's just crazy. Yeah.
Also, wow, I totally just lost what I was thinking about. Oh, that's annoying. I was building off an idea that you said that, and then I totally lost. Oh, so at Comic-Con, they got this trailer, but it was different. And one of the things that they got was that MODOK, he's a villain from Advanced Idea Mechanics, AIM, which we've seen in Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
He's like the big bad for that.
Yeah.
But I think MODOK showed up in the trailer at the Comic-Con, and it was rumored to be the bad guy from the first Ant-Man movie, Darren Cross, the bald guy.
Honestly, it's been so long since I've seen the first Ant-Man movie. I remember nothing about it.
Well, I
think I talked about that when we did our Marvel top 10.
Yeah.
I really don't remember hardly anything about it because we watched the second one within the past couple of years.
I think we'll have to rewatch both of them like in the next couple of days because I'm like really excited for Ant-Man now.
Yeah, maybe over like Christmas season, because we got Black Panther coming up super soon in November.
Yep.
So we'll have to watch that, obviously. And then Ant-Man comes out in February, so we're not going to have to wait long at all.
Yeah, like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so excited.
Okay, well, let us know what you guys think if you're excited about Ant-Man.
We definitely are. Oh, also, Bill Murray shows up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm so excited to see Bill Murray.
I love Bill Murray. I feel like he kind of took a little hiatus from acting.
Well, there's a whole bunch of like things against him that he's not a I don't even know how to say it. Not sexist, but
Oh.
the tell me, or what is that called? The Me Too movement kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
There's a bunch of allegations against him with the whole Me Too thing.
Yeah.
But I don't, you never know if any of that stuff is true or not. But I still love Bill Murray.
Okay.
But we can talk about Black Panther a little bit if you want.
I mean, I haven't watched anything else on it. I mean, they had some sort of movie awards. I don't know what just happened recently. I know that they were trying to pay respect to Chadwick Boseman.
Oh yeah, that was the premiere, the worldwide premiere.
I was like, I don't know. I've been kind of in a dark hole, but haven't been watching anything. But
yeah,
I did see something about that.
I'm pretty sure it was a world premiere a couple weeks ago, or like last week actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm super excited for that movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, like where are we going with like the Wakandans, and obviously Shuri's gonna be the new Black Panther. Like what happens in that movie?
Yeah, I'm really excited for it too, especially since it's been a while since you and I have got to go like sit down in a theater and watch something like on a date.
Yeah.
What was the last thing we even saw?
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Thor.
Yeah.
When was
July?
Okay. Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Several months.
Yeah.
we used to watch movies all the time together in the theater. That's been kind of our thing, but
yeah,
life is a little bit crazier right now.
Yeah, and we're gonna go see this with Sam and Juliana.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a fun little date night.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Do we want to move on to kind of our main topic today? Yeah. Werewolf by Night?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it first, or do you want me to kind of go?
I'm going to hear your thoughts first, and then I'll kind of go.
Okay. So I just want to start off by saying that, so they announced this D23, and they dropped a trailer at D23, and Josh made me watch this trailer. And in the trailer, Marvel did its usual thing of like kind of manipulating the audience to believe it's going to be one thing and it was kind of something else. In the trailer, it looked like it was going to be like a classic scary movie. And I was like, I'm not going to probably be a big fan of this. I don't like scary movies like I did growing up. I've talked about this before, but I just don't enjoy like the suspense, and like I just don't want to be scared. I just want like rainbows and butterflies kind of a thing. So I was a little bit hesitant to watch this, but you were so excited about it. Like you basically made me watch it.
Yeah.
So we watched it, and it was so much better than I anticipated. It wasn't scary at all. I actually really loved it. So some things that I loved about it. I love that it very much felt like a classic horror, like old school monsters movie. Yeah. But it wasn't scary. And
it's almost campy.
Yeah. It wasn't scary. And I don't think that I've really watched a lot of like the old school monsters, like original black and white movies.
Yeah, yeah.
But it has that same like feeling, that same spirit of it.
Like Return of Frankenstein kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I liked that it wasn't scary. I liked that you didn't really know what to think the whole time. Like it was really interesting, the whole storyline of like these monster hunters are all coming together, and they're gonna hunt this monster, and then the winner gets
the bloodstone.
Yeah. And so all of these monster hunters have like killed, between all of them, like probably hundreds of monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main character, Jack, is it Jack?
Yeah, Jack Russell.
I only watched it one time, so it's been a while since we watched it, and we were gonna do a podcast on it like right after, and then Josh got really sick and he like could barely talk.
Yeah.
So
I'm just now starting to get my voice back.
yeah. Anyway, so this Jack guy, I can't remember how many monsters he is said to have killed.
Over 100.
Like 130 or something.
Yeah.
And all of the other monster killers were like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Like, look at you. So I don't know where I was even going with that thought process. I just think it was a really interesting premise. And then this character, he was kind of hard to figure out at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because he's very, if you haven't seen it, he's very like calm and timid, yeah, and relaxed. And all of these other monster killers are like big and rugged and like trying to be intimidating. And he's just kind of like chilling there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're introduced to Elsa, right?
Yeah, Elsa Bloodstone.
Which I was excited to see her. She's an Outlander, which is a show that I have watched. I've watched some of it more than once, but I've watched it for the most part, like all the way through, and it's a good show. And so I was excited to recognize somebody from Outlander. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and she also killed it as Elsa Bloodstone.
I loved her. She was so great.
Yeah.
So I loved the casting choice for her, and then I just love the character as well. She was also like very reserved acting at the beginning, but ended up just being a total badass, which I loved. Other things that I love, I just like the storyline was surprising. And I'd be interested to see how you feel watching it a second time, knowing what happens. But essentially, you find out that the monster they're hunting is Jack's friend. He's friends with this monster.
Yeah.
And the first time watching it, you're like, oh, okay, like that's kind of interesting. And then you find out later that Jack is a monster as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just thought that was really interesting. What was the monster's name?
It's Ted, but it's man thing.
Okay.
Is what you call him.
Yeah. So Ted, I don't know. Ted was like kind of like a weird classic monster. Everything was in black and white for the most part, which was cool too. The cinematography and the music was nice. It was a nice touch.
Yeah.
And then I liked when, okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to say like the things I liked about it. I like the plot. I liked the main characters, and I liked the level of like suspense, and I liked how it was like, it felt like classic monsters.
Yeah.
And like the costumes.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah. So what did you like about it?
I'm just going to sound like an echo chamber here, because a lot of what you said is like pretty much what I thought as well. I loved Jack as a character. I thought he played it great, because it's like, the character is a werewolf, but like you don't know why, like when and why he's going to turn into a werewolf. And obviously at the end we see how he gets turned into a werewolf, but like to me the suspense was like, oh my gosh, is he going to, like, when is he going to turn into a werewolf?
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole them hunting the monster thing, because obviously like whoever kills the monster gets the bloodstone. So the whole time I'm thinking like, wow, what kind of monster is this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is it going to be? And just to see the reveal that it's Man Thing and him and Jack are friends was like great. And it was like kind of funny, but it like really sets up like what happens now with those two characters kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, where will we see them next? Hopefully in Blade, or like Moon Knight season 2 would be like, I guess, an okay place to put them. But definitely Blade, because it's more, I guess Moon Knight too. I don't know. Either one, because those are both darker. And that's kind of the Midnight Suns kind of universe that we're headed towards.
Yeah.
Which is a group of like mystical, demonic, like figures that are like, or they help kill like monsters and vampires and like weird stuff like that. But it's like a team, like Avengers team kind of. But it consists of Blade and Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night and a couple other characters.
Interesting.
Ghost Rider is one of them. So there's something like that would be really cool. I'm trying to think what else. Obviously, I loved Elsa. I thought she did a great job, and she was like funny enough, but not like, oh my god, this is like stupid funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The comedic timing was great. And I also love that Michael Giacchino did the score and he directed this. And if you don't know by now, I'm a huge Giacchino fan from all like the scores that he's done on like the Marvel movies so far. So props for him. And I think he should be the director for the new Blade movie, since the director for the Blade movie dropped out. Anyway. You look like you're glazing over there.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think just how he set up the show, the special, would fit like really well with like a Blade movie, especially after watching the older Blade movie a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh man, this would like fit right in line with how Michael Giacchino kind of directs. It'd be really cool. And I really want to see Mahershala Ali as Blade. Just from watching Into the Spider-Verse with Grayson. He's the uncle in the movie. And I was like, oh, Mahershala Ali is so cool. He's such a badass. I want to see him as Blade so bad.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think Blade is going to be super cool. You recently watched the first one.
Yeah,
I didn't get to watch it. Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I watched it growing up as a child, but I don't really remember a lot of like specific details about it. But I remember thinking it was like super cool and pretty like dark.
Oh yeah, super dark and gory.
Yeah.
Blood. If there's not like vampires like sucking each other's blood, it's like just blood everywhere and like them blowing up and like disintegrating. But yeah, it's very like mid 2000s, like crazy, like I don't even know what to say, just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really good. But yeah, back to like Giacchino, I think he did a great job. And I also love that it was in black and white, and at the end you like it goes into color.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to see like Man-Thing, because they obviously escaped.
Yeah.
And you get to see Man-Thing and Jack like in full color, and then you see Elsa in full color and everything.
Yeah. And Jack, the way that they did his werewolf was very classic.
Yeah. All practical effects.
Yeah, we didn't do, I mean, I don't know anything about this kind of thing, but I don't think they did any like CGI, like that was legit like prosthetics and how they used to do in back then in the original Monsters movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which is super cool.
And it was stylized the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like his werewolf was very similar to like classic, I keep saying classic monsters because like I don't know, I think people like can understand that reference.
No, yeah, they do.
But I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's been well received. I haven't done like any research on it.
I think the biggest thing I've seen that people don't like about it is that it followed Elsa story more.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like throwing a fit that like it's called Werewolf by Night, not Elsa Bloodstone. And I kind of understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, like this was just originally supposed to be a Halloween special and not a Werewolf by Night special. It was just a like Marvel Halloween special. So it could have been the Bloodstone family special or something like that.
Okay.
So they just put Werewolf by Night because obviously that's going to fall in line a little bit more with like Halloween, and I think they want to they've wanted to bring him into the MCU for a while now, and that's like, this is just a perfect way to do it. So that's kind of my thought on that. What else do you want to talk about Werewolf by Night?
I mean, I don't know. If you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend it.
Where would you rate this among like like this is going to be weird. Would you rate this like as a good Disney Plus series? Even though it was just a special? Or how are we going to do that? Are we going to rate the specials when we get more specials?
That's hard. I don't know. I feel like I would kind of more categorize it as a short, even though it's not a short. But it's not like a movie.
Yeah.
And it's not a TV show. I mean, if you want to call it it's a special. It is. But we have had longer shorts, like the Toy Story shorts. A couple of them are like, one of them's like 22.
Almost 30 minutes long, yeah.
22 minutes and then a 26-minute one or something like that.
Yeah.
This is obviously a little bit longer than that.
Yeah. I
don't have anything else to compare it to. Because was there a Guardians special last Christmas?
No.
The Christmas before?
No.
Shoot, there's been one though, right?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
There's not been a Guardians special?
No.
Or have they just been talking about this one forever?
They've been talking about this one forever.
Okay. Maybe, because I was like, I don't think I've ever seen
this one special. I think the special got announced like in 2019, I think.
Okay, so that makes sense to why I feel like I've heard about this forever.
Because obviously COVID shot everything in the foot, and then everything got pushed back, and then everything got pushed back even more, and then like we finally started hearing stuff. So it's been in development for like 3 years now.
Yeah, so I don't really know like how to rank it or anything, but I will say it's nice to have something that's not as long as a movie and also not a time commitment like a TV series.
I was going to say the same thing. And I also think that they should do more specials.
I agree.
I would rather have like a handful of different specials other than, especially like for some characters. Like I don't think you could have done She-Hulk in a special because there's too much story and like she's going to be a bigger character. But like smaller characters like this, like I heard there's going to be like a potential Nova special. And I also heard that there's like a potential Silver Surfer special, which would make sense because like, yes, he would do good in like Silver Surfer and Galactus. Like those are two like huge names in Marvel Comics. And yeah, like a movie of him would be really cool, but it would be more cool to see like his name is Norrin Rad before he becomes Silver Surfer and he lives on this planet that Galactus comes to kill or to destroy. So like I've heard there's a rumor of a Norrin Rad show. It'll be like Marvel presents Norrin Rad Silver Surfer. And then you get like his origin of how he becomes a Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I think that sounds awesome.
So I think that they should do more specials.
I agree.
So that's kind of just where I'm at on that. Anyway, I'm kind of out of things to say about Werewolf by Night other than like I thought it was great and I really want to see Michael Giacchino direct a Blade movie. Also, we have Dane Whitman, the Black Knight, who is played by one of the dudes from the HBO series Game of Thrones. I can't remember his name. Jon Snow is the guy that is the guy in the show, but I can't remember the actual actor's name.
I have no idea. But
he's also, so at the end of Eternals, Blade is with Mr. Whitman because he's like, are you sure he's got this ebony blade and it reaches out to him kind of like the symbiote, like he touches the blade and then you hear Blade go, are you sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman? And it's like, oh shit. But anyway, I digress. I'm rambling now.
Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it for today. Sorry it's been a minute since we've posted, But hopefully we're all, kind of getting over this sickness.
Yeah, it's just been running through the whole family. Grayson had it first, and then I got it, and then you're like, you had it, and then you got rid of it. Now it's like coming back.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully we can stay healthy here enough to do podcasts on a consistent basis. Still excited for things to come. We definitely need to do some of our Disney episodes that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah. And I still want to do like our favorite Marvel characters.
Oh yeah, we've got so many things we want to do. It's just hard to do it.
And I've been playing the Spider-Man game, and I'm like, man, I could do a whole episode of us just talking about that Spider-Man game, even though it's a game.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys for listening today. If you're still with us, we appreciate it. Make sure to go follow us over on Instagram at Beyond the Ears Podcast. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We don't post anything special over on the channel, but it's an easy way to communicate via the comment section if you have questions or anything you would like to add to the podcast. Everyone have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.